Time travel has always been a subject of interest and fascination for a lot of people. And irrespective of the number of films that we have had over the decades, the topic never seems to run out of fashion or becomes old. The fascination still continues. And in today's video, we are going to talk about something relating to time travel, an incident which might prove as an evidence that time travelers have already visited us. And without any further ado, let's dive into the video. It was the year 2003 and a man named Andrew Carlssin, just another man, a random guy, walks up and makes 126 high-risk stock trades, not just one or two, 126 stock trades, with an investment of $800. And within a matter of weeks, his investment from $800 grows all the way up to 300 million US dollars. If you know something about trading, you know how insane this is. To put that into perspective for the ones who don't know, it's much easier to find a gold mine under your house rather than someone pulling this off. And immediately it gained the attention of all the other investors and a lot of media outlets. How could a random person who has no knowledge over stock market pull off something like this? And it was not just the media outlets and other investors. The FBI got involved because they were very suspicious of this person, because they doubted that he might have confidential information, some kind of inside source which led him to pull off something this crazy. And the man was placed under arrest and he was interrogated for 4 hours, and they constantly asked him to give up the sources or he'll be imprisoned forever. Because the FBI was so sure that this man had some kind of inside information, and he did not pull the most craziest and the luckiest run in stock market history just out of pure luck. When he was interrogated, the man kept saying the same thing over and over again. He said that he was a time traveler and he was from the year 2256. And he said he had all the information and knowledge of the past to pull off something like this, and he really wanted to live rich. But however, the FBI did not buy this story and people were baffled. The other investors were baffled and his story was too crazy to be believed. A spokesperson from the SEC, Stock Exchanges Commission, said that this guy is a lunatic and a liar, and they were so sure that he is not willing up to give up his sources. But the man had nothing else to tell them other than that he was a time traveler and he was from the year 2256. They threatened him of imprisoning him forever. But there is a very famous legend. We don't know the authenticity of the story, but the legend goes like, for his plea bargain, he offered the FBI to let them know about the whereabouts of one of the biggest terrorists of that time, Osama bin Laden. He also said that he has information about a future medicine which could prove to be the cure for AIDS. However, we do not know how true this story is, and this grabbed the attention of a lot of media. But the FBI was so determined to prove this man wrong, his claims of coming from the future, and they ran a checkup on him, and there was no records of him before the year 2003, not even his birth. And things got really interesting from here. A couple of days later, an unidentified person presented himself before the court in order to get him out in bail for $1 million. And Andrew Carlssin, the man who claimed to be from the year 2256, was set for trial, and he disappeared without any trace, just like that, gone to never be seen again. And right after this, both the FBI and the SEC remained silent. Only a few months later, a report was released saying that Andrew Carlssin's story was first reported in a magazine which was super famous for creating fictional stories. And their article became super viral and it got spread through Yahoo's gossip section. And people, without going through any kind of fact checking, passed on the message to everybody else, thus claiming that the entire story of Andrew Carlssin was false because such a man never existed in the first place. But people countered this by saying that the news of Andrew Carlson was reported by legitimate news outlets of that time, and the FBI is trying to hide something that they might already know. So, what do you think about the story of Andrew Carlson? Do you think that this actually happened and the FBI was trying to hide it? Or do you think that this was actually released by a magazine which was super famous for creating fictional stories, and the entire story of Andrew Carlson is a myth and such a man never existed in the first place? I would like to hear your thoughts down in the comment section below, and until I see you again with another interesting video like this, take care, stay home and stay safe.
I'ma take it. Take it.